So I'd say roughly around 65% of you saw the title and think I should be deported back to Arkham Asylum, and the other 35% probably have a Dragon Ball game downloaded on their console and love me already. And yo, I'll be honest, if we're going back to last month, I'd definitely be joining those 65% because I'm just not a fan of anime at all. But that was up until I watched Cyberpunk Edgerunners earlier this month, where up until that, I used to think anime was just a bunch of big horny with superpowers, which nothing really changed, did it? But nah, it was a good show and a very good adaptation of Cyberpunk in general, and it worked, right? It served its purpose in expanding the universe extremely well, and it also brought in a ton of new members into that community. So I've been thinking, well, would this not be perfect for Borderlands if they executed it right? Now I get it, I do. We do have a movie coming out hopefully soon, and I'm one of the people who thinks it actually sounds great so far, and the fact that they completely wrapped up filming means there's no going back on the decision to make this movie a reality. But for the sake of the video, let's just pretend we've all been in a 2-year coma as if we're on some Metal Gear Solid shit, right? Woke up today and have no idea that this movie exists. Let's discuss why a Borderlands anime is a much better choice than a movie. Now, I'm just gonna flex a little bit here and say that I've been thrown around the idea of a show ages before Edgerunners was released, so I'm pretty much the CEO of this idea. So I usually save the best points in these sort of videos till last, but this time we're kicking it off with a bang. Unlike a movie, an anime could have one episode release each week, meaning the community is always busy. I know we all loved weekly hotfixes back in the BL3 days. Didn't mention Wonderlands for a reason, because they gave us something to look forward to and talk about. Now, current day, 13th of October 2022, we're stuck in a long ass drought with nothing to do, waiting for new tales to arrive. And let's be honest, that game won't keep us busy that long, because it's a Telltale style game, right? So most of us are just gonna do one playthrough and say, oh, I said your mother instead of your father in one scenario. I'll just look up what your father leads to on YouTube. So yeah, weekly episodes. I don't know, man. Absolute W in my book. One of my absolute favorite things about an anime over a movie is that it would be animated, right? And that means we can have our usual voice actors back. Seriously, it just feels so wrong that even Jim Foronda, who plays Claptrap, got replaced for Jack Black in the movie, because like, just why, man? So I'm gonna go with a good ending here and assume that if every character is animated in the anime, every original voice actor gets to play the characters they're used to playing. Not only does this do right by the actors, but by us, because let's be honest, we don't really want to listen to some terrible attempts to sound like the game characters. And speaking of game characters, does Borderlands not have the perfect art style of not only the characters but the environment to recreate in an anime? Like, it's just so unique, man. It would stand out really well. Now, I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't think they'll add a cell shading effect to literally everything in a live action movie. And yo, I just remembered even the logo isn't cell shaded. The art style is literally one of, if not the most memorable things about the franchise. It's why Borderlands 2 has aged so well and doesn't look like a 2012 game. Completely getting rid of that is, no bueno. Possibly the biggest gripe with the movie that I have, and if you've been around on the channel for a while, you'll know, is that it is not linked to the game universe. We have so many storylines that are yet to be completed and haven't been mentioned in almost a decade. Like, an example is literally in my last video where I talked about Emily Swan and The Watcher, so some of the most important lore in the universe, by the way, and they just can't find a way to elaborate on it. The opportunity is literally right there, man. Put it in an anime that's linked to the game universe. Okay, I'm just gonna toss a random idea out right now, okay? We know Lilith is alive after the ending of BL3, right? How about we have a whole solo show of her finding out more about the 7th Siren and discovering some information about the Iridians? Okay, I made that shit up on the spot, but you can't tell me that shit doesn't sound dope as fuck. And finally, with an anime, the runtime is much longer, and you can have multiple seasons too, and the production budget is nowhere near as high since you're not getting Hollywood names involved. With a movie, we'd get, what, 2 hours of entertainment and a potential sequel which would take around 3 years to make, so we'd get around, what, 4 hours of entertainment in 4 years? Whereas one season of a Borderlands anime could be like 10 episodes and 5 hours long, just like Edgerunners. I think the only benefit of a movie is that it would attract a larger audience to the franchise, which, I mean, fair enough. You're getting some of the biggest actors in the world for it, so it's a no-brainer. And again, I just want to say that I am super excited for the movie, okay? Don't take this as a hate retweet video. You should see me on Twitter. I've been on the fucking front line of the trenches defending this shit. I just think this concept in particular has a much bigger chance of being successful. But what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What did you have for breakfast this morning? I'll be honest, I had fuck all, bro. I need to stop waking up at 2:30. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. I make content all things Borderlands, so it might be worth sticking around. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay classy. Peace.